Alright, guys, give it a couple minutes. Alright, guys, give it a couple minutes. Okay. Okay. Alright, let's get started here. So, where are we at today? Well, let me make this a little bigger here. Okay. All right. Okay. So, where are we at in the market? All right. So here we are. Here's the monthly chart. Monthly chart, we could see rally up, pull back. All right. Rally up, pull back, rally up, pull back, rally up, pull back, rally up, pull back. Rally up, pull back, rally up, pull back, rally up, pull back. Now, here's the big question. Here's the big question here. Is this a rally up, pull back? Or is this the top and we die? Well, that's a good question. Well, we know that we have maybe a little a questionable bearish divergence here, not too crazy. Okay. We know we hit our 20 SMA. And we hit our 20 SMA here, we bounced up. We hit our 20 SMA, almost our 50, and we bounced up. Okay, and now we're holding this area. This level here. All right. Now, we put in a big, giant bottoming tail reversal candle last month. And this month, we're holding steady. Okay. We're holding steady. And this month, we could go higher. As this bottoming tail, we could go higher than 57.80. Sure, we can. We could go higher. Okay. On our weekly, we could see that we are getting resistance here at that 50 SMA. We came down here to our 100 SMA. Okay, we did a reversal. Okay, then we did nothing. Then we had a bullish engulfing candle, which confirmed this reversal. And then we came up here to this 50 SMA. And now that's where we're getting resistance. And we're going to have a little bit more resistance right here at that 20 SMA. So this area here, we're getting resistance. Okay. Go to our daily. We said this level here, right? So when we were coming up on our rally up to all-time highs, we bounced here at 5,400. We came up here and had trouble at 58.33 or 58.34. And then we came inside, lost it, came back inside, held it, and consolidated inside of this here consolidation. And then we lost that 58.33. Came back tested, made sure that was bearish, and we fell down. Okay, and from there, we came back to this 5,400. Okay, lost it, came back inside, held it, and pushed up. And now we're here at this resistance here. Right here. But we're trying to get to here, to this resistance here. From this previous resistance here, this resistance here, this resistance where we lost, we back test, and we fell. So that is where we're targeting. Okay, so let's fast forward now. And this is where we are. This is where we are. Okay, now let's zoom in a little bit closer. And here we are. We have a daily bull flag with daily support right here at 5,600. And we held it the last 2 days. Okay, we held it yesterday. We held it today. Okay, let's look at the past week, past 2 weeks. We've been coming up here. Okay, we went down Monday, Tuesday. Today we were up. Okay, and we're holding that daily support. Now, where do we go from here? Well, this is a rally with the sideways consolidation. I don't care how many times you guys want to think this is falling, but it's not. It's sideways consolidation. This is a rally up, and this is sideways. This is falling, what is that? 5,700 to 5,600, 100-point fall. That's nothing. That's absolutely nothing. And then where are we at here? 5650. So we already rallied up halfway. So this is sideways consolidation. This is nothing. Okay, consolidation. Bull flag consolidation. Looks good. Above 5,600. We are above our 50-day moving average on our daily. Above our 20 SMA moving average. Above our 50 RSI. Stochastics are consolidating up here. Everything looks fine. Okay, everything looks fine here. It's just sideways consolidation. It's forming a bull flag. Bull flag target, first target, 5,800. Okay, that'll be 100 points above breakout. We have our 200 SMA right at 57.76 or 57.78. We have our 100 day right at our first target at 5,800. And we have our short here area at 58.33 or 58.34. We have our extended range target at 5,900. Okay, we could definitely extend there and then reverse and fall. Okay. Let's go look at the 4 hour. You see our 4 hour, we rallied up. And what are we doing here? Down, sideways. Sideways consolidation. So where are we at? We are in a sideways consolidation here. We hit here, and then we went up. And then we slowly came back to that area. Then we bounced up, came back to that area, bounced up. We're going sideways. RSI is above 50, squeeze forming. Everything looks fine. Above 5,600. The world is not ending. Not yet, at least. Okay. Okay. You want to think this is a head and shoulders? I don't think so. RSI is right at 50. Squeeze forming on the hourly. As long as we are above 5,600, we stay bullish. We lose 5,600, you'd be bearish to 55.70, 55.29. And you're going to go visit 54.53 if that happens. But don't think it does. We came a long way here. I think we still visit that 5,800, 5833 area. Okay. We have a low, then a high, then a low, then a high, then a higher low, then a higher high. Okay? We have not made a lower low. We have not made a lower high. We here gonna come here and we're gonna retest this high right there. And that's where we decide, do we make a higher high or do we reject there and reject that high and we go down and make a lower high? And then we come down and make a lower low. As of right now, we are solid in a bull flag, still bullish. Nothing's wrong with it. Perfectly looking great, looking fine. Not look bearish at all. So, what has changed since last week? Nothing. We're just consolidating. That's it. Consolidation, sideways, nothing. Okay. Not a crazy down candle like Google did today. Not a crazy candle at all. Just regular candles, regular price action, regular bull flag setup. Rally up on high volume, consolidation on low volume. It's exactly what that is. Low volume on the consolidation. Not even near average volume these last 4 days. Okay? So I don't understand what you guys are worried about too much, because we're not doing anything in the markets right now. It's just sideways. It's just sideways. Okay? So let's go into SPY then. Okay. Let me take all this stuff out. Okay. Okay, so again on SPY, rally up, sideways, 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 pull back, rally up, pull back. So here we are again. Nice bullish candle here with the bottom tail reversal. This is the beginning of the month. It's a monthly candle. We are on May 7th. Okay, we have a whole month. How many days in May? We have 30 days in May. 31 days, but 30 trading days. So 31st is on the Saturday, so the 30th is on a Friday. and we have Memorial Day. So basically 29 days. Okay. So we're going to have 3 more weeks of trading. 3 more weeks. 3.5 more weeks of trading in May for this candle. And this candle is expected to come back here off of this candle here. This is supposed to come back here around 600. Okay, might not do that. We might stop at that 575 and then come back. We don't know. We're testing that out, but we still know that we're going to go higher. Okay, so again here, hit the 20 SMA, almost hit that 50, came back. Again here on the weekly, hit that 100 SMA, almost hit that 200 SMA, came back. This did nothing. This one did a bullish engulfing, ate that candle, confirmed this candle barely, but it did. But it confirmed it. Rallied up. Now we're at that 50 SMA and that 20 SMA connection area. And that's where we're stopping. Okay, we're just halting right there. Okay, it's not rejecting, it's just halting. It's consolidating right there. Okay, we had what, 1, 2, 3 weeks up, and now it's stopping for now, resting, taking a breather. Okay, so again we see as SPY rallied up. You see how many times SPY pulled back hard and came back hard. We haven't even dropped that hard at all. Okay, consolidated up here, topped out here, dropped, here, came back here, rejected right here at 576.41, dropped off. Okay, we said we couldn't stay down here because the bonds rallied up hard. I said we need to close by this weekly on Friday, and here on the daily by Friday. We did both. Closed it. Then we held it. Rallied up to here. Got above that 50 SMA. We gapped over that 50 SMA. Rallied up over it. And today we came back, filled that gap. We filled that gap right here today. And placed in a bottoming tail reversal candle. Okay. So we filled the gap. No gap there no more. Filled it, reversed, held that 55.80. 558. Daily support. Okay. Bull flag daily still intact. Looks good. Consolidation, fine. All these candles look the same. It's all typical consolidation. Okay, we go 4 hour. Okay, 4 hour. What are we looking at? We're looking at sort of a descending triangle setup. So, if this is descending triangle setup, we break out tomorrow. Or last day's Friday. It's getting tight. This 558 is the base, and this needs a break. So we break above that 562. We break above that 562. We're breaking this downtrend. Okay, we attempted to break it every day this week. Attempted to break it here, failed. Attempted to break it here, failed. Attempted to break it here, failed. Okay? Now tomorrow, you think we're going to attempt to break again? Believe so. Okay, if we don't do anything, if we gap over it, great. And we're going to probably come back, test it, and then run. Okay, if we don't, if we open up flat or we open up down, then it's going to try to test the breakout again. It doesn't break out there. It's any open up right at that 558 again on Friday. I'm going to see, does it break out then and rally up or whatnot. It does. It looks good to break out tomorrow. Okay, we're above RSI 50. Squeeze setting up to the positive. Stochastics coming back. Everything looks good there. Okay, hourly. We can see 558 as base. Okay, we got that resistance here pretty well. Resisting here, resisting here, resisting here, resisting here. Okay, now we see what happens tomorrow. Do we break that or do we go back to 558? Okay, what's that pattern? The pattern is we go to 558, maybe 557, we bounce back, bounce back, bounce back. So what happens tomorrow if we go to 558, 556, between 556 and 558? Most likely bounce back. Let's just chop. Chop, 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 chop. Okay, what happens? We break out of 562. Where do we go? Well, we break above 562. Okay. We got 564. Okay, then we got 565. Then we got 566. And they got 568 breakout. You break out of that, then you got 572, 573, 575, 576. Okay. So looking at this, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Okay. There's a gap fill down here, but this is way down here, 530. If you want to think that it's going to come back down to 530, be my guest to get, long-term puts to 530. But I said it before, I say it again. I'm looking to get puts here. 575, 576. Okay. Right now we're in a bull flag. We're in low volume. It's just chop area. People get excited, but it's not doing anything. It's not doing anything at all. We're above big key levels. What key levels are we above? Well, we're above this high, which was a huge high. We held that high 3 times. We pushed above that. Now we're above this gap that we gapped over the 50 SMA. We're holding this gap. We held it above the 50 SMA. We held it here. We held it here. We held it here. Okay. It's not telling me this is weak at all. This is telling me it's holding. It's consolidating. It's just chilling, waiting until it moves. Okay. So, do I think we go higher? Yes, I do. Do I think this is set up to drop down? No, I don't. No, I don't. Let's see here. Going in here. Okay. I think this is just a little beginning. I think this one still sets up and goes. I think we go a little bit, even a little higher than 576. We might even get 580. We might even get 580. We might even get that. But I will be hedging hard around 576 just because that is a key level, major key level. Why is it a major key level? Because that's where it all started. That is where the bear market, so to say, or pullback, whatever you want to call it, that's where it started. That's where it started. That's where the consolidation happened. That's where it dropped. That's where it back tested. That's where it dropped. That's where it came back. And in order for it to come back, it needs to come back and test that. If it tests that and drops again, then what did I say last time? If it comes back and drops again, then we make an inverse head and shoulders. And that's, that's perfectly right at the 200 SMA. We haven't even tested the 200 yet. So, you don't think we're going to test the 200? We're right here. It's a magnet. It's a magnet. That's why I think we go maybe a little tiny higher. And then drop. But either way, I think we go here to this key area. And then we drop. Or pull back. Whatever you want to call it. And then we'll pull back. We'll probably pull back to 555. Okay, we come here. We test this area here. 575 area. Then we pull back to 555. And then set up an inverse head and shoulder and then possibly go. Or we pull back and fall all the way back down to this gap fill at 530. And then go. Either way, I think we still have a little bit of room to go. But this area here is the area that you want to hedge up at. Okay. This one went, what, 568. Okay, so we're $7 away. We're $7 away from that high to make this high 750 or 760. I mean 575. 575. Okay, bull flag still there. We're still above 20 SMAs. We're still hanging on there. We go higher. Looks good. Okay. So unless we are below 554.55, which is the 50 SMA, I would say 554 because that's where this support is, 554. Unless we're below that, I wouldn't worry a bit about going down. Because if we're below that, we're below the 50 SMA, then you got to worry that we're going to go down to 548, 544. Okay, that's on SPY. Let's see. What is SPY looking at? Okay, so there's a lot of 560 puts that were bought today. A lot of 570 calls. A lot more 560 puts. So, maybe we do go down. Who knows? Who knows? But I don't think so. 6 days out. A lot of 565 calls being bought. Not a lot of puts being bought. Okay. 2 days out. A lot of 565 calls being bought. A lot of 570 calls being bought. A lot of 550 puts being bought. Okay. SPY's usually pretty equal unless there's a big difference. There's a big difference. So there's a big difference on the May 16th, but there's bigger differences on the short-term ones on the call side. Let's see. May 19th. Nothing really. June. Nothing really. Nothing really. July. Nothing really. All right. So, what's going to happen? Well, what's the case that's going to move the markets? It's all about the China trade deal. So, do you think the China trade deal is going to happen overnight? No, absolutely not. You think there's going to get good news pushed out on China trade deal saying, hey, we're doing positive talks. Yes, things are happening. Things are going well. Yes, absolutely. So in that aspect, what's that going to do? It's going to push the market. Now, are they going to make a trade deal immediately? Absolutely not. So as they push the market higher to these levels, and in hopes of this trade deal, we might get there, and then we get maybe a little higher. Maybe there's talks of a trade deal, and then boom, we get to 580, and then it's fake news, or it was a misinterpreted quote, and then boom, we fall off, and then we drop off. That's probably what's going to happen. So, again, as I've been saying, I'm buying the dip until we get here. So, how many days did we dip? 1, 2. That's it. Today maybe 3, and then we're up. We're up back to yesterday's high. So Monday we drop, Tuesday we drop. We're back to yesterday's high. So that's a 2-day drop, and we're back up. So I don't really consider that a drop. It's a little small pullback. That's it. Okay, that's SPY. Take a look at NASDAQ. Okay, NASDAQ. NASDAQ here. It looks better than SPY. I bet it looks better than ES. They're on the same wavelength. It's just a daily bull flag. But, you can see how it's sideways consolidation. It's not a big pullback. It's not huge. It's a sideways consolidation. It's a perfect bull flag. You go up, sideways. That's a bull flag. Up, sideways. Okay, we're consolidating right underneath that 200 SMA. Okay, we push through. We go back to here. This 20,500. That's we've been targeting that 20,500, and we've been targeting that 20,949. That 20,949 is the previous. Is here. Is the previous breakdown. Okay. Now with the Nasdaq, we can see we're in this long-term channel. We held that channel. We're inside of it. Okay. And we can see that 20 SMA is at 20,469. 20,469 is right here near our first target. So right there near that 20,500. So again, is there going to be positive talks in the trade? Is there going to be positive, whether they're true or not? Who cares? Is there going to be them? There is. Why? Because that's what politicians do. So is this going to push up here? So between 20,500 and 20,900, even though that's a big area, this is where I'm anticipating, having issues. We push up here, here, we have issues. Okay, we have issues here. This is where I would be anticipating a short term. Either 20,500, 20,900. I know it's 400 points. It's a big difference, but this general area here. Because we could go a little higher. We could go exactly where it is and then pull back. Anyways, it's 500 points from where we are now. So that's a good push. That's a good push. And we could see that if we back up, we could see here we could see here 20,500 is exactly where this possible inverse head and shoulders could be. So we go to that 20,500, we could pull back from there. Because this is where this one pulled back here. Drop, come back, okay? So everything looking good, looks good. I don't see anything wrong with this. I see that this is the area, 20,500 is the area that we're going to test next. Okay. So let's go to QQQ. Okay, QQQ. So with the Qs, I had mentioned 493.62 as the area to short. I said 490 to 496. But I still think that we get up here in this range. We did hit that 491 area, which is that 200 SMA, and we pulled back some. But we gap filled. We held this daily support at 480. Okay, we pushed up. Okay, now looks good. Nice little bull flag here. Set up. Nice bottom tail reversal here. Tomorrow we should push up higher and go to we should go and test 488, possible 490 breakout, and go over to 493, 496 area. And this area here is where I would be attempting puts. Okay. If we get here, anywhere here, 493, 496, I would be anticipating puts in this zone right here. Okay, we might push a little bit stronger because QQQ has a little bit more strength than SPY, but we're almost there on SPY and QQQ. So, maybe we just break through it and go higher. I don't know, but this is where I'm anticipating to get puts. Okay. And I would be looking at RSI, because if we do push higher and we don't push higher on the RSI, which I think, I would possibly will, but we're not that high on the RSI. We're only at 60. But if this only goes to like 59 as we're at 96 or 496, then I would be anticipating, okay, that's topping out there. Okay. But again, that purple line is where that inverse head and shoulders would be. So 493.60. 493.60. So we still got room up. Okay. Go to 4 hour. Okay, what do we see? We see just consolidation here. Okay, right from 477, or actually just that 480 area, consolidation. Okay. We see this. Okay. We see this downtrend here. See the Qs are a little stronger than SPY because it's already breaking out after hours. Doesn't mean it's going to stay that way. Could drop before after hours, but this is beautiful. If we look at the 4 hour here, we could see that the RSI bounced on the 50, came back, bounced again on the 50. So held it stronger this time than this time. Squeeze forming to the upside. Stochastics looks good. Okay. QQQ looks stronger. Looks very stronger than SPY. So again, we could have a breakout on QQQ before we could have it on SPY. But we would still be going towards our targets. Whether that's SPY or QQQ. We're going to be both going towards our targets. So do we still have upside potential? Yes. Does it still look good longer term? Yes. Do we still have hope for the week and next week? Yes. Are we doomsday dying and gonna fall off the earth? No, not gonna happen. Okay, so enough with the I'm gonna lose everything in 2 days. It's not that. Unless tomorrow comes out with China is not going to be a trade deal at all, and they're going back and they're going to increase more tariffs, and then nothing works, and the market's going to tank. Other than that, nothing to be afraid of. For real. You just cause yourself stress, unnecessary stress. I'm not stressing about it because it looks great to me. I keep buying the dip. It looks great. Okay. See the QQQ SPY? They look awesome. They look great. I don't understand why you wouldn't buy it. Looks amazing. Hourly looks amazing too. Hourly breaking out. Look at squeeze on the hourly. Gonna fire up. RSI above 50 looks good. Stochastics looks good. Held that 480 perfectly. Okay, pushed up from it. Okay, now we're breaking out. Okay, if this holds, that'd be great. It doesn't matter if we gap up, gap up, gap up. It doesn't matter if we gap up all the way to 496, 493. We could gap up every single day towards these areas. We're getting puts at these areas, so they could drop back down, and that's fine. But this is where we want to be. This is where we want to go. This is where we're targeting. So, let it. We got some consolidation, some chop for a few days. Big deal. We're playing a longer term game. Okay. All right. IWM. Okay. We got out of this box, popped into this box, and we held this box. So it looks like we're going towards this area here. Here. And here. So here, we're holding that 50 SMA. Hold it. We're going to pop back up here to 200, 202, possibly 205. Want to say 202 to 204. 202 to 205 is that area that it might have issues at, because that's the top of the channel. It's the top of the channel. Okay. So what does this look like? Consolidation. Holding that 196. It should go. Okay. Same thing. RSI is above 50. Squeeze setting up. Looks like tomorrow we're gonna go on everything. Has a nice squeeze setup. You know, we'll see. We'll see. Okay. DIA. So IWM and DIA are a lot weaker than SPY and QQQ, because we could see here like the inverse head and shoulders is up here by 429. We're way down here. We still have a lot of resistance competing before that 429 area. So we do have a gap fill right here that we're targeting. So 416, then 418 and 422 will be targets for DIA, and this one might hit that 200 and then have issues depending on where the markets are. But for the targets that I'm looking at for the market, DIA is probably gonna just tap that 200, that 418 to that 422 area is gonna be where it's gonna tap before it has issues. Okay. All right. Let's see. XLF for put, huh? Well, let's see here. Well, you know, I'm not gonna say that it's ready for puts. I don't think anything is ready for puts yet. I think it still goes higher slightly. I don't think it goes past 50 if the market's gonna fall, because remember, SPY, QQQ, the same consolidation. It dropped off, came back, back tested, and fell. Okay, this is right here. It's right at 49.50. Possibly goes and tests that 50 again, and then that's where it would fail. So I would be targeting 50 area for puts. So 50-50 area. So 50.50 area for puts. It comes back and tests this area. It's most likely going to fail and fall. I don't know how much it's going to fall. Maybe it falls only down to 48. But it will fall. So I'm looking at that area for puts. Not right now. Right now, it's above its 50. It's above its 100. And it's holding. So it's probably going to get back above 49.50 and then move towards that 50 slowly but surely. So puts net right here. No, I think puts 50-50 to 50-70. That's where I think puts should be looking. You should be looking for puts at. Okay. GEO. I don't know what this is. Okay, so this company is exposed to tariffs. So, you know, that's a hard one, because you know, the tariffs are up in the air right now. So, could it bounce? Sure, it is bouncing right now. Does it look great? No, it doesn't look great. Does it look like this is the bottom of all bottoms? No, it doesn't. Does it look like it could possibly get to the 50 SMA? Sure. Another $7 move? Yeah, could possibly get there and then drop again. Yeah, it looks like downward channel. Okay, could possibly get there. Possibly. It's already hitting its 50 RSI. It might reject there. But it is over its 20 SMA, so that's good. Price is looking good on the weekly. Okay, you're above that here, but the problem is you're showing weakness and weakness and weakness. It's almost being forced up. Because every time it gaps up, it sells off all the way back down to where it started. Gaps up, sold all the way back down. Gapped up, sold off some. But it's like forcing itself up. So, is it strong? No. I think, most of these moves are after hour moves. So, all these moves are after hour moves. So, this one's a gamble. You could possibly get to that 200 SMA. But you're gonna, every time it gaps up overnight, it's gonna sell off. So even if you do get here to this 121 area, I would be very cautious right there. Very cautious right there. Okay. Okay, shop. All right, let's see here. Shop. Okay, shop. So shop had this consolidation and it popped up, dropped off, fell, came back here and dropped off. This is the bottom of that consolidation right here, 99. Okay, we came up, we hit that bottom of that area, that 99 area. We got another bottom of that area at 104, which is going to correlate with that 100 SMA. And it has earnings coming up tomorrow before market. So it rejected so far 99. It does have a bull flag on there. It is holding above this area of support here at 91.80. Okay, it's in its consolidation of moving averages though. It's between the 50, the 20, and the 200. Okay, consolidating there. Earnings in the morning. RSI is above 50. Earnings are 50-50. It looks like it could be good though. Market's good. Market's going good. I say if it does drop, say it drops to 86, I would be a buyer. I'd be a buyer because it would gap fill and then start to run because the markets are going to be positive. Markets look like they want to push. Market looks like it wants to go higher. So if market wants to go higher and this drops, it's going to turn around and go higher. It's going to come back and recover. Now if it rallies, I'd be cautious at 104. And if it goes past 104, I would be cautious at 110. Yeah, 110. I'd be cautious at 110. So you're either going to 110 or 185, 186. If you go to 186, I'd be a buyer. If you go to 180, I'd be a buyer. Anything down here in this zone, I'd be a buyer for it back up. If it pops, I'd say 104 or 110. But 110 is the top of the channel here. Okay, 104 is that 100 SMA there. So you're either gonna go this way, you're gonna go that way. If you go this way, buy it up. If you go this way, I'd be a seller. All right, let's see here. Upstart. All right, so this one had earnings today, huh? Or was that yesterday? Say earnings 5-6 aftermarket. So had earnings yesterday, but it opened today down, and then it was a buy. So kind of just like I said with Shop, if you drop on earnings anytime this week, I think it's a buyer. From here, it's a buy. So here we dropped, we fill this gap. We filled this gap right here perfectly, and then it rallied. So the same thing I'm saying with Shop. If we drop, fill that gap at 86, it's a buy. It's going to rally back up. Now, it didn't rally all the way back up, but it did give a good rally. So same concept. In this market right now, where the market's still going to go up, still going to go test our targets, still going to rally. It's by the dip. I keep saying buy the dip, buy the dip. You know, if this thing dips, buy it up. You know, the earnings came out. They were actually pretty good earnings. Maybe they didn't deliver on revenues, but the EPS is good. So it dropped, filled the gap, held that previous consolidation zone right here. That was a buy all day, then rally back up. Let's see. Yeah, it's perfectly. Rally back up, got back above 46. So that was nice. Now, what does it do from here? I think it builds a bull flag and then tries to test this 48 level, but this 48 level is going to be a lot harder than this 46 level. So it's going to be between 48.30 and 49.30. That's going to be a hard level to get through. Okay, so that's going to be a hard level to get to. But it looks like it's building a bull flag, so it could try to get through that. But it looks good. Okay, our side needs to break through 50 though. You don't see it here. Perfect bull flag. Perfect bull flag. Our side above 50. Momentum good. Everything's good. Bull flag setup. It's going to go test that 48 and 49 area. It gets through that. You know, it goes to 49.80. So this looks good. Okay. That looks good. Okay. Baba. You know, I'm kind of glad I sold. I had long-term Baba. I sold around here around 145. Oh, that was great. That was great. I was holding that so long, and it made a lot of money. Got out of it, and never looked back. Never looked back. So Baba, we dropped. Okay, we could see this consolidation here. So this is exactly kind of what I'm trying to say about the markets. Okay, the markets we're doing this, and we dropped, right? And then we came back and we rejected this. So I think Baba drops. Why? Because we had all of this consolidation that we dropped and we became bearish, and we came back up here and we're rejecting it again because there's a lot of sellers here. We're dropping. So I think we go here. 117, 116. I think it gap fills first, obviously. 121. and then it goes here 116, 117. Now, could there be, some kind of good news with Baba and the trade with China? Sure, sure. There could be good news or somewhat, and it could bounce. But from a technical aspect, this is a short. But again, Baba is one of those stocks that are sporadic. But I think this is a short, especially with what it put on right here. This is called a shooting star reversal. Okay, we gap up, put in a topping tail, then we gap down lower. This is a shooting star, and this is telling me it wants to go down. And earnings are 5:15, so another week away. So I think this goes down. Down, down, down. Shooting star. I think it goes down. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think it goes down. Baba goes down. Okay. What's next? Tesla. Okay. Tesla. All right, Tesla. Everyone's worried about Tesla. Tesla's so down right now. It's consolidating. It has a huge bull flag, and it's consolidating. This is what you got to understand about Tesla if you want to play Tesla. Don't play Tesla just because you want to play Tesla. You have to understand, Tesla is a big mover. It moves big up and it moves big down and it moves big up. Okay? When it consolidates, it's going to consolidate big. Okay? It was at 293, 294, 295. It goes down to 269. Goes back up to 295. Goes back down to 271. Okay, and then we're going to go back up to 290, 292 until we break out 297. Then we go 310, 325. That's how Tesla works. Tesla works that way. We have big moves up, we have big moves down. We have big moves up, we have big moves down. We have big moves up, we have big moves down. We have big moves up, consolidate, bull flag. This is the first that it's consolidating sideways and not such a huge move. It's still a big move day to day, going from 20-point swings. Okay? It's better than, 50 to 60, 70-point swings. 20-point swings, not too bad. Okay? We have 20 SMA crossing the 50 SMA. That's positive. Okay, we're stuck right here at the 200 SMA. We're at the bottom of right here. The support right here is 267. Tesla's been consolidating here and holding this level of 270. This is a buy all day at 270. Every time it goes to 270, I'm buying. Okay, we bought 300 calls at 290, 293. Okay, at like $7, and now they're $3, right? Now they're $3. It doesn't matter because tomorrow they're going to be back at 290. They're going to be back at $5, $6, $7. Okay, when it breaks out, they're going to be worth 50 or 20, $30. That's just how Tesla is. That's how Tesla moves. If you don't want to get that kind of volatility and sporadicness on Tesla, you can't play it. You can't play it. If you don't have the stomach to go up and down with that on Tesla, then you just can't play it. It's a volatile stock. It's super volatile. It's not gonna cruise up. It's not gonna cruise down. It's gonna go roller coaster. It's gonna go all over the place. That's how it's gonna be. So Tesla here, perfect bull flag. I buy more every time I chance. Because once it breaks that 297, it's gone. It's gone. Perfect bull flag, holding 270. Looks good. It looks good. Everything looks good. I like it. There's nothing not to like about this daily chart. It's a cup and handle. It's a bull flag. It looks good. It's holding 270 perfectly. Every time it hits 270, I buy it. Okay, I know it's going to go back to 285, 290. That's just how it goes. It was at 294, went to 270, went back to 294. Now it's at 270. Guess where we're going? Back to 292, 294. We get back there tomorrow or Friday, then you know I was right. That's just how it moves. That is just how it moves. Sideways action. Okay. We go back up. Little W pattern. Maybe we break out. Everything looks good. Lower time frame. Everything looks fine. Okay. 4-hour chart. Everything looks fine. Don't see anything wrong with it. So, the only thing you have to do with Tesla is buy time. You buy lottos, you better be in the right time. Because you get in the wrong time, that lotto's going to hurt you. Okay, you get in the right time, and the lotto's going to be good to you. Okay. Same thing with coin. Same thing with coin. Coin, nice bull flag. Beautiful bull flag. It's been going sideways off that 180, 195. Okay. Been going sideways here. Sideways. Started at 211. Went down to 197. Went back up to 207. Went back to 195. Went back up to 208. Okay. Went back down to 193. We held 195.50. That is our daily support. Well, that is where we are holding. That is support. This is perfect bull flag. Earnings tomorrow after market. This bull flag should go. We should be pushing towards 224, 225. What does this look like? This looks like an inverse head and shoulders to me. So, I think it goes. I think it goes. Our size above 50. Stochastics are coming down. But we'll see what that happens. 4 hour. Our size at 50. Looks good. Stochastics coming up. We have a squeeze. Okay, looks good. Okay, after hours it says we're at 200 already, but who knows? We'll see what happens if we get back up to 208 or something tomorrow. If we run it towards earnings or not. We'll see how that goes. Okay, but I still like earnings. If we break out before earnings, then I'll have an issue. You know, if we're at 214 before earnings, you know, we're having such a huge day, then I might be like, oh man, maybe we'll close a lot out and not play earnings. But if we're still around here, 200s, you know, 203, 204, 205, then I'm going to play earnings all day. But, I mean, if we're past 211 and we're at 212, 214 tomorrow on a huge day, I might be wary to play earnings. I might be like, oh, damn, I'm not going to play earnings. So, I'm just letting you know that. That's my thought process. But This looks beautiful to me. Higher time frame looks beautiful to me. Why? Because you see this long-term uptrend. Okay. We have this bullish candle here. This month is hasn't been doing anything. So we have a big push that's going to confirm this candle, which I believe it is. I believe this is the look. Tomorrow, if earnings are crap and I'm wrong, then look, I'm wrong. Coin is just crap, right? But if I'm right on this, nice bullish turnaround at 150. Hold here. We're holding here at 195. We take off. This could be 245 by the end of the month. If this is 245 by the end of the month, you're going to make killing. Absolute murdering it. Okay? And can that happen? Yeah. We had bullish engulfing here. Another bullish engulfing here. And now what is it? Now it's a bull flag set up on the weekly. Okay? And if we rally up here, boom, we take off to 228. We get to 228 this week. 245 by the end of the month is nothing. Going to happen. So all you worried about long coins, I tell you, when we're at 245, 228, you're not going to be worried anymore. You're going to be ecstatic. But if you don't want to play earnings, you don't want to risk it, tomorrow's your last day to get out. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to play it unless we're above 212. That's what I'm saying. And even if we're above 212, I'm still going to play it. I'm just not going to play as many as I have. I'm going to take profits because I'm going to be up a lot on if it's 212 or higher. Okay. RKLB. Is that what it is? Okay. Looks like I did something here one time. All right. Okay, what you have right here is a small cup and handle on whatever Rocket Lab is. Rocket Lab is a space company, provide launch services in space and launch, space design, spacecraft manufacturing, small rockets. Okay. So what you have here is a cup and handle, and you have a rising wedge here. So you have resistance right here at 2366. You have a rising wedge here consolidating in this zone. You have earnings tomorrow after market. Okay, so you have a cup and handle with earnings. So there you go. Earnings are 50-50. Never guarantee. I told you the markets are going to be positive. When every time you got to look at the market environment, market situations. What is the market's going to be? What are the markets doing? If the market's positives, if the markets are pushing, typically earnings are going to be a buy the dip or they're going to be positive. Okay? So here, I tell you, this has a cup and handle and a situation. It could pop back inside here and head back to 25 and 28. So 25 and 28. or you could drop back down to 19 and it will be buy the dip. So you're going to have one of those two. And the cup and handle looks good. That it's going to push higher. But if you do drop down to 19, it's going to be a buy the dip. And then you get your, if you're in calls for earnings, you lose. You could buy the dip on the lottos, and that should buy it up, unless there's some really bad news on it, and it does some crazy drop. But if it's just a normal drop, normal miss earnings, whatever, not too bad. It's not that company's going bankrupt or whatnot, or they lost a big contract and they're going to die. Then it gets back to 19. You buy the dip. It's going to come back to at least 2021. If it rips off, then it's going to go past 23, and it's going to go to 25 area. All right. Okay. AMD. Look, AMD has a giant falling wedge. Okay. Has a giant falling wedge. Last month it had a bottoming tail reversal at 75. It's at 100 right now. Okay. I had earnings. Okay, it's inside day, but it still could go higher. I think it does. Okay. We're right outside the wedge, but we're not quite. We need to push higher. We need to go past 106.50. That's when we're really out of the wedge. Okay, on the daily, that's going to be 108. We got to pass through that. So currently, we're above the 20 SMA and the 50 SMA. We put a indecision candle on it today, though. Okay, that is indecision candle. So we had earnings. We popped. We went a little higher, then we came back down, then we came back, and we finished equally. So what does that say? It says tomorrow we have to make a decision. We go higher or we go lower. Whatever direction we go is going to be the direction that AMD is going to go. Positive thing, we held the 50. We held the downtrend. So likely we go higher. But we have to see. We go lower, we break that. We go lower than 96.88. We're going to go back to the 20 SMA. If we go higher than 103.42, then we're going to start trucking along to 105. To 105 and got 108. We got 115. We got 108. Yeah. And we got 106. Got 106. But we need to break 103. Okay, RSI bouncing on 50. Squeeze is forming down though. So we need that squeeze to turn around. Okay, we got a big squeeze on there. Positive turning. RSI is above 50. Stochastics looks good. So we could go back to 103, 105. So positive thinking, it could go. It could go. But we need to see more. We need to see more. I need to see more from AMD. I need to see more. Right now, it's not doing much. I need to see more. Need to see more. NVIDIA. Okay, NVIDIA broke out today. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106.50. 106. Broke out 115. It's going to go 119.60. And that's going to be the top of the channel, 120 to 119. Okay, then we're going to test that breakout. If we get that breakout, we get good volume. We're going to go to 122.80 and then 125. Okay, if we break that 125, we go 130 or 132. Okay, this is the downtrend that we rejected 1, 2, 3, 4 times. We have not tested it yet. So when we get to that 119, 125, I do expect some resistance there. I do. If we cut right through it, that's good. But we go to 122.80, I will be cautious there. Because if we go there and we reject and fall back under 120, then I was correct. That 120 is very strong. Resistance. So I think that we could possibly do that. I think we break out and we go to that 122.80 and then we reject. Maybe we go to even 123 and then we come back and we sell off underneath 120. So I would be getting puts around 122, 123. I would be looking at the strength at 120 area. We're already 118.55 after hours. So we're going towards that target. Right? We're already going towards that target. Now I hope that we don't hit it before tomorrow and then we fall. I would like to see us hit it during the regular day. Okay? Now if we gap over it, then I want to see us hit that 122, 123 and then possibly fall. Okay? You know, I don't want us to fall, but hey, that's just how trading goes. Okay, that's a strong area of resistance. So are we going higher? Yes. Is there potential for resistance and us falling? Yes. We're not just going to go straight up. Microsoft. Microsoft, it's just been going sideways here. It's just been going sideways. I still think we go 447. I think we'd still go 447, 450. We just need that breakout. Okay? We're just going sideways. We're still going 447, 450. I don't know what else you want me to tell you. It looks good. It's a bull flag. It's been steadily going higher. So nothing's wrong with it. It's steadily going higher. It's just consolidating until it breaks out. Then it breaks out to 446, 440, 450. But when it gets there, I will sell. I will sell everything that I have in Microsoft. Even though I think Microsoft will be one of the first to break all-time highs. 150 is very strong resistance. And if we're pushing in the markets and we get to our targets where I'm saying that we're going to get puts, then this is going to be exactly at that target area, that 450. Okay? So we get to that 450, we're going to get to QQQ 496 or 493 or 495, wherever that is. It's going to be when Microsoft gets to 450. SPY's going to get to 475, 476. So it's all going to correlate. Market correlates with itself. Market correlates all over the place. So once it gets there, then we have a potential to fall back down to 400. That's another 50-point drop. So am I going to be long-term bullish here? It might go higher. I don't know. But my calls that I have for 450, I'm going to sell them at 450. Okay? That's what I got for Microsoft. Amazon. Amazon's above 50 on the RSI. Stochastics looks good. It rejected its 50 SMA. Somebody asked me about this today, and I said it's right at its 50 SMA. I don't like it until it's above. And it stopped right there, pulled back. It's in this consolidation between 191 and 184. So, it's in this big giant consolidation as well. It hasn't passed this big high candle yet, and that's what concerns me. So, if it passes 191, you could possibly get to 197, 199, but I would be cautious here. I'd be cautious in that 197, 199 area. I would definitely be cautious there. So rejected this area quite a few times. So if it could get past there, you go 197. But between the 197 and 200, 197 and 200, I would be cautious there. I think that it has 197 and 199, I would be cautious there. Very cautious. Apple. Apple, just, I haven't liked Apple all year. Apple's been weak all year. Haven't liked it at all. And I still don't like it. Apple is weak. Look at how weak Apple is. Everything in the market has recovered and got above its 20 SMA on its weekly. Apple hasn't. Apple is below the 20 SMA of the monthly. It is below the 100 of the weekly. Okay. It never, remember I said this last week, it never bullish confirmed this candle. It never did. I said it needed to confirm this candle here. It never did. This is an indecision candle and we're down. I don't like Apple. I don't think it goes higher. It's there's something wrong with it. It's broken. It's not healthy right now. It's not a stock you want to be long. I don't like it at all. 0 likes. It got filled today. That's the only positive thing it did. It got filled. Maybe it comes back and tests at 20. I say maybe it comes back and goes and fills this gap right here at 2.8. But overall, below 50 RSI, stochastics are going down, momentum's going down. There's better things out there. There's a lot of better things out there. A lot of better things out there. I wouldn't be wasting my time with Apple. Apple just no good. No good right now. It's broken. Maybe in the future. But right now, I say there's better things out there. And Apple's not one of them. It's at the lower end of the channel, but it could still go lower. It's below its 20 SMA daily. Everything's above its 50 SMA daily. It's below its 50 and it's below its 20 SMA daily. That's how weak it is. Maybe it goes higher a little bit, but overall, it's a weak stock, and the market's strong right now. So why do you want to be in a weak stock when the market's strong? Be in a strong stock when the market's strong. Be in a weak stock when the market's weak. I'd short this when the market gets short. I'd go short. Once the market goes short and Apple gets strong, then I'll know that the market's going to turn around and go and bottom. Because once a weak stock becomes strong, that's going to hint to you that the market's going to reverse. Right now, this is a strong market and this is a weak stock. I would not be near Apple at all. I wouldn't even look at it. So that's Apple for you. Okay. All right. All right. I already did Microsoft. Okay. Goldman Sachs. Same thing I said with XLF. You know, um, I think it goes higher. I don't think it's going to go that much higher, though. Goldman Sachs is consolidating right at its 200 SMA. Okay, it's holding it, which is fine. I think it could probably go to the 577, but I don't think it goes past that 580. So it's above its 20, it's above its 50, it's above its 200. That's great. It could go touch that 100. I don't think it gets past that 580 though. Don't think it gets past that 580. And it has trouble there. Overall long term. See, on the weekly, that doesn't look good either. On the weekly, it's forming a bear shirami. I got to see how the week ends. But if we go up and then it comes back down and it ends anywhere like this, I'm thinking it's any short next week. So it's or it could just go sideways. But it's not looking that greatest. It's not looking the greatest. It's looking fine right now, but I need to see how it is at the end of the week. Because if the end of the week it's still looking how it is, below 558, then it could be a short next week. Okay. Okay. Meta, it's just forming a bull flag, just like Microsoft, just like the market, just like everything else. If it breaks out, it's going to go to that 61360, 61360. Maybe goes to 630, but probably not getting past that 630. That's the previous top here, and that's where it broke down. That's that breakdown level. So, if we get to 630, I think that's the top right there, at least short term top, and then we come back visit this gap fill here at 550. So I think that could happen. I think everything's gonna go higher initially, and this week into next week most likely, and then we get a possible drop, and then we could get a possible run up by the end of the month, possible. But I do think we run up this week or next week, and if we run up this week, Thursday, Friday, if we run up, it's a big if, right? It's if we run up, and if we get our targets by the end of this week, then we are down next week, and then we kind of chop around a little bit, and then we recover the last week of the month. Okay. Now, if we rally this week a little bit, then we rally next week a little bit more, and then midweek we fall, and then we fall, and then we chop around a little bit, and then that last week of the market, the last week of the month, then we rally. Okay. So that's my whole take on the markets right now. We're gonna rally up a little bit, and then we're gonna drop, and then we're gonna set up, and then we'll rally up. Okay. We'll see if it happens. We'll see if it happens. But that's my take on it. Okay. Affirm. Okay, Affirm. Okay, we see a firm right here at that 52.89. We see it has one shoulder, it has the head, and then I don't know if this is considered that right shoulder. It has earnings tomorrow at the market. Again, I don't know if that's going to be considering a right shoulder. It dipped a little tiny bit, but I don't think it dipped enough. Look at this is going to be 50-50. I'm going to tell you the same thing I've been telling everybody else. You know, nothing's going to change in my opinion of earnings. It's 50-50. If it drops to 44, no, not 40. Oh yeah, 44, 80, 88, 48, 44, 88, 44, 88. That's the gap fill. If it drops there on earnings, it's a buy the dip. Because then that will be the right shoulder for sure. So we drop to 44.88. It's going to be buy the dip. Okay. If it rallies, it's going to go 56.53 or 61. So there you go. You got your upward targets and your downward targets. I'm not going to give you the directions. I'm telling you. Upside, downside, and if it gets there, downside, buy the dip. All right. Okay, Google. Google. Okay, Google. Massive drop. Okay, we gave up how many days? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 up days and 1 day for Google. Okay. We held this area. We came back. I do believe we're going to be above that 152 gap fill. I do believe that we're going to come back up to 55 by the end of the week, if not tomorrow. I think tomorrow is very possible that we get up to 155. I think we could even come back up to 157 because I think we're going to come back to that 20 SMA. Do I think we pushed over that 20 SMA? I don't know. But I think we will at least come to it. So that 57 area, I think we at least come to it and see if we reject it or not. Okay. But here, I think that's an overreaction. Okay, I think it's an overreaction. I think that, at least we're going to 155. At least. 157 is great. Okay, we initially dropped at 164, 163. Okay. Okay, halfway through would be 157. Actually, be like 156. But 157 would be great because that's where the 20 SMA is. So we're going to go like 156.80 to 157.50. That's where I'm anticipating. We need to get through 153.50. Once we get past 153.50, we get to 155.57. Okay, we hold 152. We should be going over to that 153 to 0.57, and then we go to 155.57. Okay. So after hours, slowly grinding. I would love to see us at 155 by tomorrow, but we'll see if that happens. It's slow grinding up. I'd love to see it at 155.50 tomorrow. I'll be selling some 152.50 calls if that happens, and then I'll be holding some more. If we keep from there, I won't sell them all, but I'll sell some, and then I'll sell the rest at 157 for this week, and then the 155 calls for next week, I'll hold them. Maybe sell some depending on how much we're up. But I want us to revisit this 20 SMA at 157.40. If we could do that, or we could open up there, that would be the best. But if we revisit it at least this week, that would be great. If we get over it this week, that would be even better because that will tell us that we're going to get back over 160, 161 next week. Okay. Okay. All right. Look, a couple people asked me about this one already, and I told them that I don't like it. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh well, I had earnings already, so I'm wrong. Okay. But the chart, I didn't like it. It had head and shoulders on it. It had a rising wedge. You know, I just didn't like it. This is one of those stocks that always are all over the place, and I don't like it. Okay, the last earnings, it dropped from the sky. This earnings, I guess it popped up. But how far did it go? It didn't even go as much as it needed to go. It didn't go as much as it needed to go. So you were at 260 and you have a 30-point IV. So 30 points from 260 is 290. That's 30 points. Okay, you're at 270. You're gonna get IV crushed, and your options are not gonna be worth nothing. Okay, so literally IV was $34. Okay, $34 IV. That's why they were so expensive. I was gonna get the 270 calls and the 250 puts. They were about the same price, and it was at 260, and it was right in the middle. So that was $10 down, $10 up. Okay, but I looked at the IV. I said it's 34 point IV. I said whether I'm in the money or not, it's gonna crush so bad, and it's gonna be Thursday. The IV's gonna crush extra because it's 1 day from expiration. If I'm barely in the money on 270 calls, these are not gonna be double. These are not even gonna be worth what they're worth right now. These are not gonna be worth that. I'm gonna get crushed either way. And right now it's at 270. You're gonna get crushed unless you bought 250 calls in the money, which were a hell of expensive. 250 calls were $2,500, $2,300. Or you bought 260 calls, which are $1,600. You're not gonna make anything. The IV crush is too much for this. This was not a good play. This was not a good play. Even if you went up, it's not a good play because you need to go up a lot more. You're only up $10. If it holds, if it comes back down to 264, you're only up $5. This is a nasty IV crush, and you're not up that high, so this rising wedge is still in play. It's still in play. Rising wedge is still in play because you need to go past 276 to be outside of this rising wedge, and you're at 270, so you're still inside this rising wedge. So there's a possibility that this is a short at the open. I don't know. We'll see. But all I know is the IV was too high, 34 points, 34 and a half points. So they're charging you a 34 point and a half move, and you're only getting a $10 move. Your IV crush is too bad for this play. This is not a good play. So we'll see what happens in the morning, but this is what I'm looking at: rising wedge, big giant head and shoulders. Okay, maybe it gets to the gap fill. Maybe it does. Maybe, possibly, it gets to the gap fill at 280 and then completely drops off. But you see this weekly head and shoulders right here. You know, it just looks nasty. And bearish divergence, it just doesn't look good. You know, and I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't get the gap fill. I just think that it might sell off, and if it does, you know, tomorrow, or gets to 280, whatever it does, you know, I think a long-term nice hedge would be around 200, 220, 200, and those would be cheap. Those would be like a couple bucks. But other than that, IV way too high, way too high, not worth it. Okay, all right. All right, LLY. I said it when it was dropping. I said 274 or 255, 274 area. So where this gap fill is, this high is 256.30, 756.30, right? 756.30, 756.30. Okay, that is the gap fill on the daily right there. So either it's going to bounce in the zone right here between 156 and 164. It's going to bounce right there. Okay. So oh, it already hit that area. I didn't even notice. Okay, well, hit that gap fill, I guess at the end of the day, at the close, and it came up and it's holding that 164. Okay. Let's see, where did it go? Oh, right at the end of the day, hit that and then came back up. So we'll see if that hits that or holds that tomorrow. But that's my buy zone. 156 to 164. That's the area where I would be a buyer there. So if you got short when I told you, then you made some money. I didn't want to play this. I didn't play it. I felt like it was any drop. It did drop. And this is a target. And then yeah, that's it for that LLY. Okay, last one, Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin is trying to push. It made a new high today. Okay, it's at night. Well, it didn't make a new high, but it made a new high in this trend. Okay, this is a breakout point. It's trying to break out. Okay, so if it breaks out here and pushes 299,800 and a little bit more, you know, going to 100, what's that going to say about coins, about MicroStrategy? What's it going to say about those? It's going to tell it's going to go higher. And if this is going higher, markets are going to go higher. Bitcoin going higher, then markets are going to go higher. Okay? So those are going higher. Okay? So Bitcoin goes higher, the market goes higher. And MicroStrategy goes higher. And what's it called? Coin goes higher. Okay. So in saying that, with Bitcoin, IBIT, right? That's what we got long. Okay, this one is trying to go higher as well. So it breaks out of that. We go 56. We go 56 and 58. Okay, so this one looks good. We're inside of this zone right here. So if we keep going higher, we go 57. And all-time high is 61. So that 61 is going to be that 110 on Bitcoin. So it looks like it's trying to come up here and trying to make like a little candle, or a cup and handle. So we'll see how that goes. But we're long IBIT. Right? We've been long and it's been doing good. So holding there, nice bull flag set up to go. Looks good. All right, guys. Overview. Everything is good to go. Be patient. Don't stress. Let the market run. You know, if it drops, you know, we'll see. But I don't think it does. Everything looks good to go. Bitcoin's going. SPY should be going. Market should be going. But we're only going to go. We got just that much more to go. Right? And then we jump into heavy hedges. All right. All right, guys. That's all I got for you guys tonight. Thanks for stopping by. And I'll see you guys next week.